Hello everybody, welcome back to another Weather Central forecast. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Now in today's video we will be going over again that major cross-country snowstorm. Making the same sort of videos every time, but it's a big snowstorm that we're going to have to watch. And so I'm trying to give you guys the most up-to-date updates as, you know, the mall runs update as well. So with a little update here, we have some winter storm warnings issued for parts of Kansas. Almost all of Oklahoma, except for extreme southeast Oklahoma, is under winter storm warning or winter storm watch. Parts of northwestern Arkansas in that winter storm watch, as well as almost the whole eastern side of New Mexico into parts of central and northern Texas. This is going to be a very impactful storm. We're gonna look over two models today, or three models. We're going to look over the GFS, the NAM, and then the Canadian model. So because this is a lot of models to go over, I will be, briefly going over each of them. So I'm not going to go more in depth on each of them, but I might make a live stream tomorrow night. That is either tonight or tomorrow night. That is more in depth, and I will answer some of y'all's questions live. But as always, if you guys do want to know any totals as of right now, leave a comment down below, your guys' location or your guys' general area, and I'll try to give you guys a good forecast. But like I said, we really won't know official totals until our system makes landfall in the Pacific Northwest, which will happen tomorrow. So I might make a live stream tonight, might make it tomorrow, don't really know yet, but just make sure that you guys turn on your guys' bell notifications. I did fix that to where you guys will get notified whenever a video goes out. So yeah. So we have our system right here that will be affecting the northeast. We'll go ahead and move this through. You can see maybe a couple of inches of snow for parts of the Midwest. That's probably what those winter weather advisories are for. Maybe anywhere from a couple of inches of snow. Definitely not out of the question. We're going to have this system that's going to be injecting moisture from the Gulf, and it's going to go up the northeast with some ice. This looks to be more of an ice to rain storm, maybe a little bit of snow. But see, as this system is going on over here, most people's attention will be on this if they're looking at models. But what they really need to look at is this. This is our cross-country snowstorm. Let's see when it is supposed to make landfall. So landfall is supposed to happen in 15 hours. So that will be later tonight. So I actually might make a live stream tonight, given that information. We can see some very windy conditions on the Appalachian Mountains. I've talked about that in many videos. The way that you guys can tell that it's very windy is because you see these isobars, which is these black lines here. They're very, very close together, and so that's indicating some very heavy wind, and so possibly blizzard conditions possible for the Four Corner states into the mountainous regions. About 42 hours out from now, we'll start to see some snow make its way into parts of Kansas, as well as we will have some ice and rain on the southern end of the system. But I do expect all of this to turn into some sort of wintry precip by the end of this system. As you guys can see here, we got some heavy icing down into parts of the deep south. I didn't really go over the other part of the system. So, maybe 4 to 8 inches up here, and then anywhere from a foot plus of snow down here for this first system. And our second system could dump almost another foot of snow. So we have our first system officially make its way through. This is the last part of that first system that will be making its way to the northeast. And that will cause some snow to ice to rain. And this is our secondary system. And this does look to press to the northeast once again. And this will dump maybe an extra foot of snow for some areas. We can go ahead and look at totals on this. And then we'll also look at some ice accumulation because that will be a big factor in this system as well. So let's go to 200, or let's go to where the end of this system. Okay, right there. So we see parts of southeast Oklahoma maybe seeing up to 2 feet of snow. Now we have to think this might be a little over exaggerated. So make reasonable check, maybe 12 to 18 inches for parts of this area over here. They have 20 inches for parts of central Arkansas. Again, probably 12 to 18 inches in that area. We have a good region of a foot plus throughout this circled region here. 8 to 12 inches probably for that area. we are starting to see model trends of maybe a little bit of a bubble here. I know I had a viewer who was asking yesterday who lived in Kansas. Um, Totals are looking a little bit different now because of this bubble. You're maybe only seeing 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches instead of your guys' 6+ inches that you guys were looking at yesterday. So we'll go ahead and look at freezing rain accumulation. Uh, so once we're out with this system, you can see maybe 1 inch to 2 inches in some areas throughout here, which is going to be an extreme ice storm. This is going to be even worse than the one that we saw earlier. um, and if this does verify, we're looking at maybe a historic ice storm for parts of the deep south. We're also looking at maybe a historic winter storm here throughout this region right here for most snowfall in a 24-hour period, especially in Oklahoma. So this is a very historic snowstorm possibly that we're looking at here. We will have some historic cold make its way into the deep south as well. So, we're making history books here in this system, I guess. So you also see a good amount of ice for the Northeast, which isn't very common. Usually you guys all are seeing snow, but even into the mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley to the Northeast, into the deep South, we're seeing over a quarter of an inch possible, or actually likely at this point for these regions. So we'll go ahead and look at the NAM. This is only going to pick up the first system, so we'll just go ahead and go to this region because this is the most main concern for this region. And this is as far as the NAM will pick it up, is the first system, and it'll only reach this point. So we'll see our snow start to make its way in. You can see some very heavy snow. We have some, here, I'll try to move that for you guys. There you go. So we also have some icing into the deep south. We maybe have some sleet on the northern end by the rain and freezing rain line. We have some sleet mixed in there. I expect some sleet accumulation as well. We're seeing some heavy snow make its way into the Ozarks into northwest Arkansas, and even some heavy snow into parts of the mountainous regions in New Mexico, and even into extreme northern Texas, seeing some very heavy snow as well. And I do expect this to be the trend for this system. As you guys can see, really heavy band of snow throughout here, extending into central Missouri possibly. A heavy band of snow into central Texas, and then you see this big wad of sleet here. This is going to be very dangerous, especially what's going to be more dangerous than that sleet is this freezing rain because it will freeze on impact. I bet you guys have heard about that crash that happened in Texas. All of our prayers go out to them. I hope that everything is good there. Now we're all praying for you guys down there. It was very sad to see what happened. There was like 100 car pileup. I think it was in Fort Worth. It's very sad to see, but that's just what black ice can do to you. And so that's why this could be some very bad stuff, especially for the South when people usually don't get this. So they're not experienced in driving in this weather. And it's just a bad deal all around. So you can see some heavy at times throughout parts that just saw some heavy ice. I'll keep that circle there, and you guys can see that heavy ice again. Heavy snow on that line, especially in extreme central eastern Arkansas, seeing some heavy snow, and then that moves off, and then we might have uh, we have a little bubble here, right, of snow, but then it looks like this will wrap around again, or actually it'll be wrapping around like this because it is a low pressure, and it will dump just a little bit of more snow. We'll look at total snowfall here. Let's see if we can, there we go. So you can see maybe a couple inch, well, that just updated. Anywhere from 3 to 10 inches of snow, maybe even a foot possible in this region. We're seeing, I just had a question about southeast Oklahoma. You guys are maybe looking at over a foot of snow possible for extreme southeastern Oklahoma. Most of Oklahoma under anywhere from 5 to 12 inches of snow, maybe even isolated higher amounts. The Ozarks looking at anywhere from 7 to 12 inches of snow. In parts of like Bolivar, Missouri, you guys might have a little bubble there of 2 to 4 inches of snow, but still some very heavy snowfall nonetheless. In the higher mountainous regions, we're looking at possibly up to 3 feet of snow possible in those mountainous regions. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. We will look at some ice accumulation as well. We'll give this a second to load. I don't think it's going to load here. So we will go ahead and move over to the Canadian, no problem. But like I said, since we aren't getting the ice accumulation here, tune into my live stream tonight, and I will also go over that. Or it's either live stream tonight or tomorrow. Like I said, still don't know if I'm doing it tonight or tomorrow, or if it'll even happen at that point because I might be too busy. But I will try to at least give you guys updates on my YouTube channel, even if it's not a live stream. So we see our lower pressure system here that's going to track to the east into the northeast. We'll see this play out right there. You can see maybe some snow making its way into the Chicago area. Maybe some heavier lake effect on the coast once the system's gone. And then we see our system has made landfall. We have two lower pressure systems. One, it looks to be a 1,000 something millibar low pressure system, and one is a 1,001. So by this point, 30 out, or let's see when this 18 hours out, we'll already know the track for this system. And then you can see we have some ice into the south with some Gulf moisture that's going to be injecting itself into this system right here. Our jet stream, we have a low trough and then a high eastern ridge, and this will allow for this moisture to join up here with some super cold temperatures making its way down, and this will just cause a bunch of ice, bunch of snow, very heavy at times, especially into parts of Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma. These four states right here are going to be the most affected, in my opinion. Kansas might also be included in that, but with some recent models, you guys have been seeing that rain bubble, and or not that rain bubble, but that dry bubble, and I just don't really know how that's going to actually play out. But I'm assuming if you have snow up to the north, I expect you guys to be under snow as well. But like I said, we'll have to look for trends in the later model runs tonight and see what's going to happen. We could see some heavy ice and sleet and some snow mixing getting all the way into Nashville. Shreveport getting under some mixing as well. Fort Worth, Dallas, those areas like that getting some heavy snow. This will track off, and then we'll have our secondary system taking the same sort of track. Yesterday, the track was supposed to be this way, but the later model runs have been having it impact all of this area right here. So it did move a little bit to the west, but still having that east side of the storm as well, if that makes any sense to you guys. You can see it'll just track like that. Some heavy snow, very, very heavy snow into parts of southern Arkansas. I expect the totals to be ramped up because of that little band right there. And this is just how this is going to be. Oh, this is the 10-to-1 ratio. They don't have a Kuchera snow ratio, so this is probably worst possibility. I do think that this is over exaggerated. I think you guys won't see over a foot of snow, but the chance is there. I mean, you have 14 inches in isolated areas. Some models show it. I personally don't think that that'll happen, but it's very possible. I think that the highest snow amounts will be to the east of this, or to the west of this, in these areas right here. Or sorry, let me fix that. In these areas right here, I think that it will be the most snow. All of Oklahoma looks to be getting a lot of snow, but I think that specifically northeastern Oklahoma will see the most snow. Actually, no, probably central Oklahoma will see the most snow out of this, and then northeastern Oklahoma second. I think this because they're not factoring in the Kuchera snow ratio, and there will be single digits, maybe even negative temperatures as the high here today, or during that day. So it'll be a 20-to-1 snow liquid ratio most likely. So I expect this to maybe even be doubled at that point if we did go to the Kuchera snow ratio. So that is about it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, please like, subscribe, and leave down a comment down below your guys' location, and I'll try to answer it within an hour or two. Obviously, I do like to give myself extra time in case I'm doing something. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys stay tuned. I will be possibly doing a live stream sometime this weekend, so you guys definitely won't want to miss that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.